So hi everyone. So as before we are revising pandas, let's continue from there itself. So we let's recap the lecture first. That what we have done till now. We have three these files called billing, CRM, and churn labels. All these files. What our findings till now is that customers basically what is churn first. Let me tell you. Churn is basically when customers are leaving our website or our app. This is called churn. Till now what we find here is that there are number of, like we have a lot of failed payments from UPI. That is why, and same in case of churn label, we map the data and we find out that there are customers who has a failed payment in UPI, and that is why they are leaving, and that can be the case, which shows the data. And there's another payment gateway which is called support ticket. So there are n number of support tickets, and we find out that because of high the number of as the number of support tickets are unresolved, the churn customers are also increasing. So let's say the support ticket is 4, unresolved ticket is 4. There we find that there are really huge number of customers which are leaving our application. Okay, so what we will do now, we will use till now this finding is here. What we will do now, we will try to represent our data in a proper graph format. Okay, so for that we are using this a library of Python, matplotlib.pyplot. Okay, so let's start with this. And where are we till here? Okay, so till here we have this number of unresolved tickets. Okay, and then how can we plot a graph properly? So first let's merge these two data. Okay, so we'll find out that churn by payment, merged group by, we can see here our data, merged full count and the group by. So here we group by payment methods and the churn clean. Churn clean basically means our number of the customers leaving application or not leaving. Okay, and the average of this value. Basically these are percentage values. So but in decimal we are showing 0.877404. Same here. Here it is 12%, 1 to 7. Here it is 26%. Higher in UPI, which our findings are. So let's plot this graph. So we will use plt dot bar. So basically we are drawing a bar graph here. We'll write churn payment dot index. Why index? Because our payment gateway is in index. Okay, so as you can see here, so you can see here the 13, 14 and 15. These are basically our indexes. Okay, so we'll do dot index, then यहाँ पे then dot values, churn dot values. Okay, so now we can see here that we are seeing these values 0.25, 0.20 and our payment gateways, credit card, debit card and net banking UPI. But the problem here is that we don't have any titles, so the presentation or the viewer will not understand what they are seeing. So we will put a title, label, and then we will show. So now it is properly showing the churn. This is our title. These are our churn rate, and these are our payment methods. Okay, but here again is a problem that we are showing here 0.25, 0.20 decimal values, which are correct, accurate, but for representation purpose is not good, because now viewer have to do some math in his brain to know like what is the actual value here. Okay, so instead of this we will convert this into percentage first. So we'll convert this churn by payment percentage and then multiply it by 100. Okay, and again do the same calculation here. It is same graph but a proper representation of percentage values. So 25, 20 and 15. Okay, churn rate. Now again here, now we have proper representation of our data, but we want our customer to properly show and highlight our view. So let's say our findings is that the number of UPI users are leaving our application because of failed payment method. Okay, so we want to highlight this UPI bar. So we can set a colors for each graph. So we will set for each graph gray color, but for UPI we will set red. Okay, so it will show a red color here. And one precautionary step you have to take: whenever you show or represent your data in actual format to your manager or any person who you want to show, first recheck your code properly that it is highlighting the payment gateway UPI itself, not other payment method. Okay, so now let's properly show here, and then unresolved ticket and this month for payment methods. Now let's move to our unresolved tickets, which is churn clean. Okay, so we'll now same gonna do for churn clean. We have churn tickets for unresolved tickets, and here we can see now, here we can see properly that for zero unresolved tickets we have less number of customers who are leaving our website or our application. As the values increase, as the number of unresolved ticket increase, the churned users or the customers who are leaving our application is increasing. So this is what data tells us. But there is a one inconsistency in data, is that here we are seeing a 0%, which is actually wrong. Why? Because here we don't have proper data to support this. Okay, so it is just a random number. Because of that we don't have complete data. It is showing 0. So it is better to remove this, as because we are not seeing, it will actually like give a false assumption to our viewer that suddenly because of here 5 unresolved tickets are there, but there is no customer are leaving. So it is not right or correct. Okay, so what we will do, we will print unresolved tickets counts, and we will see here that number of unresolved tickets are, so for 4 we have only 4 number of support tickets, and for 5 we only have 1 support ticket. So this data shows that these are really low amount of data we have, because of which these values are wrong. Correct? For correct value we need more data. So for now what we will do, we will remove this data, okay. So for unresolved tickets 4 and for 5 we will remove the data, and so for that we will filter out the code. For we write in churn by tickets index, whichever is smaller than equals to 3, that data we only need. So now we have 0, 1, 2 and 3. Here we have sufficient amount of data to prove our hypothesis. Okay, so let's again print a graph, but this time it will not a plot, it will gonna be a plot. Okay, so it basically shows a trend that the number of customers who are leaving our applications are increasing as the number of unresolved tickets are increasing. Okay, so we have proper trend which we are showing here. Okay, so now let's move forward and see that currently what here happening is that we are showing the data in separate graphs. So there's a one graph here, and then there's a graph here. So we want to show in a same column. Okay, so what we will do, we will write a one code here, figure access this one. So it will basically create a column. So it tells it one row, 2 columns. Okay, and figure size basically means a size of this graph. Okay, so for print this graph we will write, first we will write figure and access, and then we will write our code like this. Access, instead of plt plot we will write access 0 index and print all these values. Now it will gonna print both the graphs here properly. Okay, next what we will do, we will save as an image. Like if you want to save this as an image, then what we will do here, we will write figure.save figure and then this code. So basically what it's telling, the image resolution we are telling, and the box type. Okay, so it properly shows, don't show extra space or dark lines. So it will save our image here in this portion here. So you can see after you run this code, it will show our image here. Okay, and for to check this we'll write an import operating system os.path.access churn analysis.png. If it is true, which means our image is properly created. Okay, so this will finish our Matplotlib topic.